Hey everybody, this is David at Barnyard Bees. It's a very beautiful day, but it's very windy out. And stay tuned. At the end of this video, we're going to announce the winner of our 100,000 subscriber giveaway. It was a very big giveaway. Was giving away the full hive box, bottom board, either 8 or 10 frame, package of bees, smoker, hive tools, veil, super feeder, feeder board, and it's the biggest prize we've ever given away. So stay tuned to the end of the video. And this video here is about some packages or some swarms that we shook. One was we shook a swarm in that tree right there, and several swarms met up with it afterwards, and we shook a swarm off of a swarm. That's something you don't ever hear about. So we actually had enough bees in that 2-framer, and we had to put a 5-framer underneath of it. So stay tuned to the video, very interesting. And I got ready to shut down the video, and as soon as I did, there was a swarm in this tree. So, and it was a huge swarm. So stay tuned, and then at the end of the video, we'll announce our winner of our 100,000 subscriber giveaway. So stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is David at Barnyard Bees. Another swarm. That's what happens when you don't get a chance to get out in your bee yard like you should. Here's what we got now. Now, for those of you that don't believe swarms combine, if you remember when I first started filming this video, that swarm was right there on that tree trunk, right here behind the box, about a third of that size probably. Now remember too, that box is packed full of bees. Plus, you got a swarm outside of the box that's probably got 4 or 5 pounds of bees, probably. The original swarm was probably, if it was 3, it may have been 3 pounds total. But now you're looking at 4 to 5 pounds. So it's gained at least a couple pounds, and some people might say, well, it's still coming in. That's not true, and it didn't increase until I shook them in this box, and then I started seeing other bees flying in, and that's when I said that maybe another swarm is coming in, combining with it. So that's how these things happen with swarms combining. So now I'm going to have to shake a swarm off of a swarm, if you've ever heard of that. So I'm going to have to put another box up here to catch some of these bees off of this one. So let me get my smaller ladder, and I'll put it up against this ladder, shake some of those bees down in that into a probably a 5-frame nuke. Okay, here's what we got. I got my little ladder sitting beside my big ladder. And let's see if we can climb up this ladder without pulling this thing over on top of my head. That would hurt. Now, a lot of bees here. A lot of bees. Watching for a queen. If I see a queen go in, I know we're good, but like I said before, I guarantee these swarms just don't appear without queens. So when a lot of people see, and I talk to so many different people about swarms, and I tell them about multiple queens, and they just, even people that's beekeep for years, and they just don't realize that's how nature survives. That's how they can carry on, because if that swarm lost a queen, all those bees are dead. Now, there's a lot of bees right here in this swarm. There's probably, if you count what's inside the box is probably packed full with 3 pound of bees, and there's probably 4 pounds, so there's 7-8 pound bees total And honestly, you know, I raise Nucs here, and that's a lot of bees. There's no way that they come from one box. I do have a handful of 8 frames up there in this yard, and that's it. But they're not this full. So just that alone is proof that they didn't come from one hive. There still needs to be a lot of bees go in that nuc. I don't know if I can get away with stepping up on this side of the ladder or not. I'll try. Get some of these numbers down. So what we're trying to do is get the majority of these outside bees onto this nuc. What I might have to do is climb up here and just bang the side of it, but I won't be able to hold the camera and do that at the same time. So you can see how many bees are up there now. Let me see if I can thump it once and get them down on top of there. Okay, what I did was I removed that small 2-framer, which was literally packed full, and looking at it from here, I'll show you real quick. It's it's a humongous swarm. There's a lot of bees in there. That was a combined swarm, absolutely no doubt about it. I'll debate anybody over that argument that they don't they don't combine, because I've seen it over and over again. I've seen where they've left the limb of the swarm and combined with another one coming by. It happens all the time, and that's how you end up with so many queens. Yeah, that's now this 5-framer is actually really packed out as well. So we'll see if they'll all run it, go in that box hopefully. And I'll pull it down in the morning and put it out there back in my yard. And that's about it. Well, I thought it was about it. Let me show you something real quick. That's something I just pulled out of the corner of my eye. This is how fast these things happen. Just when I was getting ready to close the video, I looked over here to the right and seen this big blur on the limb. Big blur. Look there. Goodness gracious. Wow. Okay, that's a pretty good size swarm as well. This is what happens when your bee business takes off so fast and you run out of time in the day to do what you need to do to manage your hives. Because our business has done so well this year that I just can't keep up in the bee yard as much as that we need to, by no means. And look at the size of that swarm. It's a big one. So I was getting ready to get on my lawnmower, but now I'm getting ready to shake another swarm. So let's continue the video. Okay, so there's our swarm. There's our box. And I'm just going to jolt it real hard and heavy one time and hope it goes straight in the box. There it went. A lot of bees. Their instinct is to go straight back up on the box, or back up on the limb, I mean. So, but remember, swarms have multiple queens, so some of the queens have probably already went in the box, and then we'll keep an eye out for little balls forming on the ground. Some of the bees that doesn't come up off the ground, they'll be left in like a little ball. Look how high that limb went back up because that swarm was so heavy. Let's see if I can reach up and grab that limb. Okay, there's the other side of it here. Sometimes it's best if you can reach it, is reach up there and cut that limb off, because it's got the queen pheromone on it and they want to go right back to it. I do have my cutters, but I don't have a ladder now because I got my ladder on that other swarm. So, but eventually, if I leave it alone, most of the time, those bees will come right back down to this box because the majority of the bees are in here, and they'll start smelling the pheromone of the queen. I might have to reach up there in a second somehow, cut that limb off, and that pheromone will be gone from that limb. But what I'll start watching for down here on the bottom is the bees that's left, and start looking for queens. Sometimes you just gotta give them a little bit of time and let them sit here for a while. So I may put it on pause and just wait for a little bit. I can see a little ball right there starting to form. They're starting to pile up on each other a little bit. That's a sign there could be a queen. Best thing to do is just wait and see what happens here on the ground, because a lot of these bees will fly up and leave, and the queen will stay down here. It seems like once you knock them to the ground, it seems like they stay put for a while. So I might give this one more shake. There's probably about 2 to 3 pounds more bees. This whole swarm right here was probably 6-7 pounds, I'm guessing. Pretty heavy. Quite a few bees. But each time you shake a swarm, every time you shake it, less will go back up to the limb. See how they're forming back up here? So that time was probably about 3 or 4 pounds of bees. This time I'm guessing it may be about 2 pounds, because a lot of those bees that fell, see how they're fanning already? If you look across the top here, you'll see bees fanning. That means they are staying put. The ones that are here, they're not going anywhere. They're staying put. In this 5-framer here, I got a mostly drawed out frames, a frame of honey, so they're extremely content with what's in there, I'm sure. Let's see. You'll start seeing these balls of bees that will start isolating themselves from each other. I mean, it's not always the case, but you start looking through some of those clustered up bees, and a lot of times you'll see a queen emerge. Must not be anything in there. See how easy they flew up and flew away from that area, so they didn't. Let's see. Right there's a queen right there. Yeah. See how they're kind of study that, how they're working there. See how they're grabbing onto her and trying to protect her. But here's another thing too. Now, once they find a colony, they will ball up and kill the rest of the queens. So that's a race too, because that could be exactly what they're doing. It's not that they're always, but let me show you here. Okay, right there's our queen. Big old fat queen. Right there. And it looks like they're being aggressive to her. So that's what they're doing. They're trying to kill this queen. Right there she is. That's how it works. That's how these swarms do, is they'll have multiple queens, but they will kill all but one queen. It's not necessarily that the queen will kill the, see, they're killing her. They're trying to kill her. So they're being aggressive to her. That and tried to, look here, that and tried to sting the queen, and instead it got me. So I got her here protected somewhat. Let me put it on pause just for a second. Okay, let's see. I've actually dropped that queen. Now, I think I may be too late on her. Let's see. Now, this may be a possibility too. If they get damaged, they may go ahead and exterminate the queen as well. So, I can assure you though, this is not the only queen in this colony. She don't look very good shape. They've probably stung her because they was attacking her. So I'll put her in a cage. I don't know what kind of shape she'll be in. She don't look like she's very good shape, but they will kill all but one eventually to be in that colony. That's how they survive. So let me put it on pause here, and I'll try to get her in the cage. Okay, I got her in a cage. I put some attendants in with her. Got a little bit of honey. Put on the cage. So, there's one queen. I'll just go ahead and set her there. She'll be fine for now. And it's built up again up here. Let's go ahead and shake it again. Okay. Let me put it on pause again. Okay, I clipped that limb. It's laying right there on the ground. So now they're really confused. They don't know where to go now, because that limb that they had that pheromone on is no longer there. So the only thing that they can see now is this box. It's not guaranteed, but more than likely those bees right here will settle right down in this box, because now they don't have anywhere else to go where that pheromone is. And we still got our queen right here. She's not attracting a lot of attention yet. I'll continue to watch here on the ground. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on pause for a little bit, and we'll wait and we'll see what happens. Okay, here's our nuc we set down from the ladder. The bees had settled down in it fine. Once I cut that limb and got that pheromone away from the hive, they had no choice. They all went directly into the box, and I still need to get a feeder on this. And as you can see, we're pretty full in there, quite a few bees, and we're ready to go. Oh, the winner. So we're going to go ahead and announce the winner of our Barnyard Bee package hive giveaway, which includes the 8 or 10 frame hive, whichever the customer wanted, package of bees, hive tool, smoker, super, and feeder board, the whole 9 yards. The winner of that prize is Daniel Iusa. and I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. I'll put his comment in up here where he entered the contest, where everyone can see it. And I apologize, I'm not sure how you pronounce that name, but he is the winner in the drawing. And congratulations to Daniel. So call the store to see how you want your prize, see how you want it sent. Store number 706-971-2700. Just call the store and receive your prize. And that's about it. I want to thank everybody for entering the contest. We really appreciate it. And I know this video was long and drawn out. There was 2 big swarms that we captured, and I thought it was very interesting that people see those. One was we shook a swarm off of a swarm. That's very rare. And this one we found immediately after, right when I got ready to shut down the video. So I thought that was pretty interesting for people. So don't forget, folks, we still got packages, Nucs, beekeeping supplies, barnyardbees.com. Don't forget about us this year. And don't forget to click on the little bell, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Barnyard Bees.